Hey everybody, it took Slay the Spire like 3 or 4 minutes to get captured by OBS, so I've been sitting here just playing with my face. Like, did you know I could look like this? Like, that looks photoshopped. Side profile's not that crazy, but from the front, it's nightmarish. Worst part is I can't stop doing it. You can also kind of become a Ninja Turtle if you go like this. 35 years old, by the way. All right, we gained some confidence yesterday. We had a good run, perhaps even a great run. What was the meat and potatoes? Literally play alpha, beta, and omega and you win. That was the whole thing. Judgment as our random rare. Excuse me, I will not be doing a Windows update right now. Have you lost your mind? The Judgment as our rare. Look at that. That's crazy, man. I'll go out and say it. As a rare on Act 1, I don't know if you could possibly get a better rare than that. That seems beautiful. We need attacks. You need attacks early. Don't get twisted. Don't try to, reinvent the wheel immediately here. Let me smack you a little bit. A Judgment could fix me. A Judgment could fix me here. No, not necessary. A Judgment definitely fixes me next turn. We're feeling good. Now, this one, follow-up is great for tempo. Bowling Bash is good for dealing with... It's not really AoE, but you kind of get what I'm going for when I say that it's AoE. I think we're going to take those and keep the block potion. It's worth 10 gold to have the choice for a guy like me. Now, do we want to go... I think we had good luck last time. Maybe it's not fair to apply this to all situations. And I know you're going to say, NL, I thought you wanted attacks. Why are you removing a strike? Well, I haven't added any defense. So I feel like our attacks are getting better, but having not added any defense, I still have to be just the slightest bit cautious with the balance of attacks and blocks in our deck. Let's go Sash Whip as well. I feel like we've been having really good luck lately. And by that I mean literally one time in the last episode, literally the last episode that went live. But we've been having better luck upgrading our cards early and then possibly elite hunting later. I think I lost myself for a minute there. Look at the math, man. Look at the math. So inspirational. Bowling Bash has a certain temptation, but I'm going to skip it. If we're only going to fight one elite, then let's fight the elite closer to the end so we get more upgrade opportunities. I really think, like, to me it made sense to have Sash Whip and Crush Joints actually have some, like, carryover besides the turn on which we first play them. Like, this would do 10. This would do 15. I feel like for the price of this... We get that, and this, you know what? No. Your odds of drawing Judgment are, I was just going to say it, man. Your odds of drawing Judgment are so good, you got to give it a chance. Now, Ragnarok, I do like. It is a rare. We suffer from maybe not being able to play it yet, so I'm going to go Foreign Influence. I don't know if this is, like, specious reasoning. But I feel like, let's try to get you killed first so we don't have to tank the vulnerability. You're doing 14 damage. I mean, we should Sash Whip you. You're still doing 4... No, because I did it in the wrong order. That's fine. We'll pop a potion. We've been sitting on these potions, like, suffering from an opportunity cost standpoint for a bit here. But what I was going to say is, like, the Foreign Influence is... It feels like it disproportionately gives you great attacks. I mean, obviously having a choice of attacks is big, but it feels like it's it tends to give you like really, really solid stuff. Now, I don't know if there's any scientific basis for that. So I like Mental Fortress if we're doing a stance build. I have no reason to believe we're not as of yet. Just because we haven't gotten many stance-enabling cards, like, we're still mighty early in the game here. Go ahead and give me a free... Oh, it's not free! Wait a second. Is that the upgrade? Yeah, okay, so that desperately needs an upgrade. Quell. Let's apply vulnerability, and I hate to play a duplication potion on this, but it does save us from taking damage, so let's go through with that. Give me an inner peace. And I gotta tell you, I know we're like very light on relics here, but I'm very happy with the upgrades we've gotten. Purple Fire Spirits, receive a reward. We still have added like none blocks. So I don't know if we're loving life necessarily. Probably Eruption needs it. But I think we're feeling pretty good. I mean, we got a 15 card deck. Hi, Domo. Hi, Domo. We got a 15 card deck that's like, it's tight, you know? We've already removed 2 starting cards. I know we could draw more here. Do we? I guess we do care to draw more if we can get vulnerability, which we did. And then we can exit stance. And then I can bowling bash you for 21, which takes you to 74, which is fine. And then next turn, we're going to try to split you. But I feel like I'm probably just recycling the same dialogue over and over here. Cheers, brother. Beer is the mind chiller. You know what I'm saying? No, not really. We don't need vulnerability on this turn. Let me just work you over a little bit here. You got 5 HP, my man. You're dead. Your men are already dead. Sorry, it's Dune, the Matrix. You get the idea. Master Reality really only works with foreign influence for what we got right now. Spirit Shield, I do think, is a great blocker. Little expensive. I don't think in a 15-card deck we really need another Judgment. But what I was going to say is I don't know if having a small deck at the end of the game is necessarily something we should always be aiming for. But, you know, the more starting cards you remove and the more good cards you add, the more good cards you're going to draw, and the faster you're going to draw them, which might be as important as having them in the deck in the first place. Give me a good blocker for now. An inability to upgrade cards at campfires is, in lieu of another ability to do at a campfire, like lifting or removing a card, I don't think we can afford to take that. I think we go Runic Pyramid on this and feel pretty good about it. We can save the cards that we don't have the energy to play until we have the energy to play them. Now, you're not getting out of this one without fighting an elite. I kind of like this right path. All things considered. All joking aside. Probably we're going to want draw. So, draw. Weaken. Block. Vulnerable miracle block. And you're on the second passive judgment. I mean, there is no second passive judgment because we have Runic Pyramid, man. We get to hold judgment until the moment of truth. We got to play some stuff from our hand, obviously. What is this? 24 block? Let's get this out here, and let's get 20... Well, I guess the order. You're doing 18 damage. It's the kind of thing that could cheese off a guy like me. How about Vigilance? Eruption. We get our energy back. Bowling Bash, and then Judgment. Okay, so now we're in the arithmetic part of the run. That's okay, it happens. I think we do want... Like, Halt upgraded is really good. You get 18 block for 0 if you're in Wrath, and you can hold it till you need it. I like Rushdown too, but I take it every time. Let me see. We could always rest if we have to. Let's see what we're getting. I mean, if we could get, like... I was hoping for Necronomicon, because it's kind of... harder to screw up, but I'll accept the Nilri's Codex because it is good. Let me... Blasphemy... Talk to the Hand is really good, obviously. Removal is always tempting, though. You know what? I'm following my heart on this one. Obviously, Talk to the Hand is good, but I'm really digging the thinness of our deck right now and the consistency with which we can draw the cards we seem to be looking for most commonly. We might benefit from having the ability to exit a stance more easily, especially with Mental Fortress. It's a dream come true, brother. We're not really doing too much, though. We're not really doing too much apart from that. We'd probably like to crush joints. That gives us some tempo. I would Miracle. The order is a little scuffed, but just work with me. Empty Fist, then you get Mental Fortress back. We do some damage to you. Give me a Windmill Strike just to have and to hold. I did the math wrong. I'm still taking damage. I would probably 24 damage, no wings. I gotta think about this. Can I get you down to 30? There's got to be a way, right? This does 13, puts you on 55. This puts you on 41. This puts you on 29 and Judgment kills you. And if we screw it up, the halt is going to... Or we could always use a potion as well. Actually, this does 30 damage. Why did I think that this was... the math was horrendous, but we get there. At least it was right. It was wrong in the right direction. I do like a conclude. I'm wary about adding too much junk to the deck. Also, it sucks, and maybe this is not the right way to evaluate this, but it sucks to play conclude, kill enemies, and maybe leave one alive, and then get energy and draw out of the conclude thanks to Gremlin Horn. We don't have any other AoE though. Wait, I gotta look at this. We got a campfire after if things go wrong. Okay. So I think a Judgment upgrade is good, a Conclude upgrade is good, a Mental Fortress upgrade is good. Things that get cheaper in particular, or like obviously raise their damage or their range. Judgment oftentimes I think is going to save an energy by being able to not spend one energy on an attack to get an opponent down to 30. I could see that happening fairly commonly. This is one I think you gotta do something like this. Hi Tomo, how you doing, buddy? You're scratching at me. I think given the state of our block, I would love to weaken you. I would love to make you vulnerable as well, but I don't think it's as important as weakening you. A Wallop would go insane here. And then I'm just looking. So if I hit you with this, you'll go to 24. This will do... I think this is the play, man. Wallop takes us to 18. This takes us to 36. And we get to save our miracle. I'm gonna skip on that one, which might not be the right play. You know what I should think of, though? This is in all genuinity. I don't think that's a word. We're gonna hold these cards. Don't forget about that. If we're gonna hold these cards, hold your conclude. Do we have another Wrath Enabler coming up? No. It's really easy to just kill you, but then the thinking that I have right now is like, wouldn't we be better off using our attacks next turn? Because if it's like, I'd rather stay in double damage, as crazy as this looks, so that we can easily get Gremlin Horn to work off these minions. Like, that's a refund. I still don't need the empty exit stance, but I actually feel like I kind of should. This will kill you unless I play... okay, let's just get you iced then. Do we have another attack? We do not have another attack. I guess we go in on this turn, and it's kind of unfortunate, the order of things, but we'd love to be in calm, and then you can end your turn. I don't know. What I was going to say, and I didn't finish my train of thought, but I feel like it's... because we have Nilri's Codex, we can afford to be... oh, let's go. We can afford to add less cards to the deck, because we can add the cards we need for each specific fight. In the fight. Now, admittedly, you're kind of asking for Nilri's Codex to give you good choices, but it's giving us 3 choices a turn, which is pretty serious, I think, man. So the problem I have right now, and it's not really a problem because things are going well, but that could change pretty quick. You know how the game goes. Let's go. Let's just hit you with as much damage as possible right out of the gates. And we don't really want... we want expensive cards to get added now because we're going to be confused. Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought because things keep happening in the game. But long story short, I just want to make sure I can... we don't even need to exit stance, bro. Play your attacks. You can exit stance. I guess we would like to, knowing that a Judgment is likely to show up next turn. Or at least 50% likely to show up next turn. And there it is. I think we need more damage, and Windmill Strike is like exactly the card that I would ask for, even though Retain is not necessarily that much of a bonus right now. But we need something that does a lot of damage to enemies before their HP gets to 40 or below. Because we don't have too much of that. So a Windmill Strike that we can hold until the right time to play seems great. Of course, Master of Strategy is good. I mean, again, maybe I'm getting too precious with it. But I'm kind of a believer in that basically our deck has improved so much in quality just by removing so many of these starting cards. So turn 1 is god-awful here. Maybe we can get like I was just going to say, maybe we can get a Wallop or something, and then we're not feeling as bad about it. Because we get, it's honestly not that bad at all. We take 6 damage. I would happily add an Ex Machina. Weaken you, for sure. Change stance. You probably go in on this one, right? Change stance again. I mean, conclude is not that's not an insignificant amount of damage for a guy like me. I'm gonna skip it there because I love what we got with this deck as is. We got basic block on this turn as well, which is beautiful. I mean, choke is 12 damage for free, so it's really hard to say no to that one. This is 10, takes you to 41. That's so embarrassing, but next turn we got you either way. I guess you might as well enter Calm. Oh, and it did enough damage to actually put you because of the choke, man. I wasn't calculating for choke because I wasn't playing as that character. I wasn't playing as the Silent. Now, I think signature move, we probably can't play it in a lot of circumstances with Runic Pyramid, so that's got me sweating a little bit. I like this. I think you just save Bowling Bash, right? Because next turn you're going to do nothing. We could definitely kill Cultist pretty easily. You start with like this. It actually starts with one thing. I don't know why. Doesn't even matter how hard you try. Tantrum will do 16. So it's not overkilling you by too much. Sash Whip gives you weakness. Probably Miracle and Scrawl. I feel like we got quite a potent deck going here. Just give me the 20 damage from Melter. You're genuinely not dead, which is crazy, but you're going to be dead next turn. We don't even add a Vault, man. We have the kill. Now, I will rest before the boss. Add a Smite. I mean, more attacks is good, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I like what we got, man. I like what we got. You got to go Wheel Kick on this one. And then Wheel Kick is cheap. Spirit Shield is 24 block. Which means if I kill you, which is borderline impossible. Wait, maybe we don't even want to kill you on this turn. Maybe we'd rather just make you vulnerable and then take no damage and go crazy next turn. Sometimes I'll admit that the temptation is just to hit skip on Nilri's Codex because you're like, I know what I got with my deck. I don't need any help, man. But that's probably not the smartest way to do it, obviously. I think you can do something here. You can go like Tantrum, Halt, Miracle, Vigilance. I'm gonna skip again because like our Judgment's showing up soon. Plus we get block this turn. Now the Judgment did not show up on this turn. A little irritating. But that's okay. Because you're dead anyway. And again, the order was all scuffed. And it did show up on this turn. Shows what I know. Skip it. Okay. This has been clean so far. But like, I think this is one where we're going to maybe start to feel the burn a little bit. The boss. This might be the best boss for us. We can definitely farm up some... like some gremlin horns off this boss. Now, I personally... This one stings, just because I'm not sure if we're going to have a way to exit stance next turn. But I'm gonna go in. Also, the order of that was horrendous. On my part. We should... you should always play Eruption before Tantrum if you have the choice. So we have no means to exit our stance, which is really bad. All-out attack, kind of a good card here. So let's just, you know, puzzle it out. This is draw. Mental Fortress is nice. We also have an attack potion we can use. That makes you vulnerable. We'll play our Miracle so we don't discard it. Play this so you don't discard it. Play this so you don't discard it. Get a kill, draw a card. I was really hoping it would allow me to exit my stance. But honestly, taking 13 damage is not the end of the world. It'd be nice to have a Meditate in here too. There's no reason to play the halts. I guess I will play Windmill Strike, just it fits nicely on that turn. And you know what, sure, give me a... Well, we can apply Vulnerable in other ways. Give me a Protect. You're still, in my opinion, wasting your time. Sunder, I mean, it's 48 damage for 0. Oh, it's not for 0. Right. Wow, that's it's still okay. As long as we have ways to like exit our stance, I think I'm loving being in the double damage form right now. I didn't take Ex Machina because I think our hand might be close to getting overfilled. So 56 damage on this turn. This is where you have to start to think it out a little bit. So I think I'd love to do damage to you on this turn, but we could also clear our hand quite nicely. Like we could Vigilance, Empty Fist. Now we're not taking damage. Could also then Tantrum, but the Tantrum it works better if you're already in the state. 35, and then I would not even scroll. Just play your Defend to clear some hand space. I don't think we need Deva form. Okay, you're doing 37 damage. This is more of like an Erupt, as long as we have a way to exit the stance. And then Sunder is 36 damage. This is 16. Again, there's some mathematics involved. I'm going to default to maybe like the more boring way to play it, which is essentially like, as long as I have block, like I'm happy doing a little bit of damage to you every turn, because you don't seem to be gaining any tempo on me. So I feel like there's not too much need for me to like come over the top and like have a really, really aggressive turn. Even now you're only doing 58 damage. And I can't believe I'm not in like a judgment position, but that's okay. If this was free, your life would be over. But your life is already over, no disrespect. Like we can just stay in this stance, man, and just wait it out. And I think the waiting might be the hardest part, but it's already done. We judged you on 1 HP. So that was... I'm not trying to set myself up for failure. That was easy. But that doesn't mean we're going to keep it going easy. And this is a tough choice. We don't have a lot of energy to spare, so Wish is like optimistic that we'd be able to play it. It probably just sits in our hand for a long time. Omniscience, you would need to burn a Miracle to play it, and then it exhausts a card. Allow me to say, though, we do have some targets. Omniscience for an Influence, it's 4 energy for 2 0-cost attacks of our choice from a pool of 3. Maybe we don't have the kind of options I'm looking for. It's hard to screw up Ex Machina, at least. Let's just take it. And listen... There's a heavy cost to Busted Crown, but in theory, the further you go in the game, the later you are in the game, the less deleterious Busted Crown should be, right? Like if you take it after the first boss, you may struggle to form a coherent deck. But if you take it... Oh, dude. Dramatic Entrance enables Sash Whip. We have a block potion, thankfully. We will need it. And sure, give me a wallop. And also, like, again, I'm not trying to make excuses, because I don't think excuses have to be made. This was the wrong order of things to keep you weak. That's my bad. I'm not gonna pop. I guess I could pop an eruption on you. You're doing 28. Now you're doing 21. And actually, we missed lethal on that turn. But again, I'm not trying to make excuses. That's because I feel like excuses don't need to be made. I think with Nilri's Codex, we can also tank the negative effects of Busted Crown, to be honest with you. And we're doing gangbusters with a 21-card deck. I'm feeling fantastic about that. Now, I think you got to go in. If you're in a situation like this, you got to go in. You get the tempo out of Gremlin Horn. Honestly, don't play Empty Fist yet. Definitely a Bowling Bash would go crazy, though. So we got a big potential turn. I would start with Foreign Influence. Flechettes? Flechettes is insane here, right? It's confirmed. Confirmed insanity. Sash Whip also hits here. Probably just... I mean, I guess you would just... You could Vigilance Empty Fist, or would you rather just Empty Fist? You'd have to play Empty Fist to defend. So I think you play Vigilance. You don't even need to play Empty Fist, but you probably want to do a little bit of damage. And also to, like, clear your hand out for enough cards to show up next time. Because, like, otherwise we're gonna... Miracles are great, as long as they're not blocking cards that actually do something from entering your hand, I guess. 0-cost Bludgeon. Things you love to see. Probably whiffed it a little bit because we could have just Bowling Bashed you. And now, like, another individual is going to come back next turn. My bad. I think we have to play... Have to is a strong word, but I think we can play one Miracle, so we're drawing better cards next turn. I mean, listen, we're going to do it. It's just a matter of having the right cards in hand at the right time. And I think, like, this is obviously it. Again, we screwed up the order, but big whoop. Just don't think we need it, honestly. I feel like, for me... It's an interesting card to have in the deck. For me... One second, I hear some yelling. One moment. Sorry, my wife was just testing her OBS. I got confused for a minute there. What I was about to say, and it's kind of amazing for a guy like me that I've maintained my train of thought, like, in between the pause, in my opinion. Give me another Windmill Strike. Those were 3 good cards, though. I feel like a big level up for me as a Slay the Spire player, what a horrendous turn, was recognizing that just because a card is good, sometimes adding it to the deck, and it should appear self-evident, but adding it to the deck can be bad. We have 50 block, bro. Like, just because a card is good doesn't mean it makes your deck better. As backwards as it may look. And you know that that's true as well, but it's a lesson that took me a long time. Unfortunately. Maybe we can, like, Windmill Strike you? Windmill Strike you? There's no way to get to the kill, unless maybe we're using our potion, but you give me a Mental Fortress, and then a Fear No Evil, and let me see what we're cooking up here. What we're cooking up is a turn where we take quite a lot of damage. We're taking like 22 damage. No, we're taking 14 damage. It's not that much, but it's more than I'd like to take. We should have myriad ways to finish the job here. There we go. But there's a bright side. We got to keep our potion. A duplicated card. It's like... in almost every circumstance, that's the play. I'm just trying to think. So we're going up against a Timekeeper. I don't think that's horrendous for us. Judgment's a dead draw for a long time. No doubt about that. I don't know if it's the right play for us this time. I just don't know what I would draw out of it. And like 120 gold, removing like a strike versus picking up a relic. Give me the relic any day of the week at this point. I do see, like, the appeal of Wallop. We got the energy necessary to make it happen. Yeah, okay, you know what? It's a card, and I think we like it showing up early. And a Toy Ornithopter, you can always get something out of it, but I really gotta believe we got a better play somewhere. Like, maybe as basic as it is, having the opportunity with Runic Pyramid to have a, another way to enter Wrath too. But we're going to overfill our hand with this. Having a way to basically always have a Spirit Shield plus in hand because of Retain. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Do we have another shop, I remember. It's... No, I was thinking of the last floor. Hey, we still make mistakes, okay? Always nice to get a judgment working on this guy. Masterful Stab. Masterful Stab, that's not too bad. How about, like, Insane Draw to start with? Just to see what kind of stuff we might be cooking with here, you know? Like, that's extra energy. Wallop. Wallop gets us there when you throw this in on top. We take one damage when I'm going to rest anyway. Sign me up, man. And we took out the orb, which... It's hard for me to admit this, but might have actually been the wrong choice. Just because of the fact that... I'm just trying to find a way to kill you. I'm not playing that. You must have lost your mind. Just because of the fact that we did take 1 damage, but let's not get too anal about it. I mean, to be straight up with you, I don't really see a need to enter the Tantrum on this turn, because you have 10 HP, so I'll just, like, kill you instead. Without, you know, encountering any unnecessary risk. I'm gonna be a coward and rest. There's another campfire. We can always smith there if we don't lose HP. This is huge. Dude, this is huge. Crushed joints. A glass knife that's not horrendous. How about a frickin'... How about a frickin' Carve Reality that also gives us a smite? This is a pretty decent turn 1. I just find this kind of annoying. I hate the debuff at the start, but then the 5 damage, I guess, is pretty insignificant. So always be happy to have, like, a choke out there. Even if, you know, it's not the most amazing turn you're ever gonna see. We've got enough space in our hand. I don't think a Conjure Blade is gonna do it. I'm realizing that in Act 3, realizing is a very bold way to put something that is literally just gonna be, like, my opinion. I'm realizing, like, Act 1, you need damage. Damage is king. Act 3, you need block. So, like, if I'm filtering all of my decisions through that lens, and I think it's maybe not infallible, but it's a useful, like, mental model with which to examine the run and the because it's a complicated game, man. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you straight up, I'm still fairly bad at Slay the Spire. I got 821 hours. I just checked on Steam. 821 hours on Steam. 150, 200 on mobile, maybe? Like, that's 1,000 hours. So you put it that way, I gotta stop playing this, man. That's too much. That's too much game to still be this bad. No, I'm just kidding. If you enjoy the time, it's not wasted, right? At some point, we gotta talk to the flippin' hand on you. I think that point is right now. And then weaken you, which will mean we're not taking damage. And a Tantrum just goes crazy on this turn. Tantrum goes crazy with the Talk to the Hand. Talk to the Hand is going to be a big card for us. But you do have to remember... Well, you don't have to. I'm going to choose to remember that the Timekeeper purges debuffs if we're lucky enough to get to the point where they go at lower than half HP. They purge their debuffs, so we got to be careful about that. Give me 92 gold for a Relic. Future card rewards have 1 more to choose from. It's a little late, but I can't be too upset. It was 92 gold, right? 3 miracles. We need the foreign influences, actually, like... a necessary upgrade. Because then it'll always be pretty good. Instead of sometimes, like, completely whiffing. Don't even play halt. Just simmer on this one. Now, I'm not going to say this guy's not going to be annoying. 520 damage. Like, one enemy with a lot of HP is, like, exactly the thing our deck is bad at dealing with. You gotta play something, so just get him out there. We've done so little damage to you. I think that part of our win condition is, I was just gonna say, if we can get, like, this alpha out here as quickly as possible. I'm gonna play this just to make space in our hand. I was hoping to draw beta, and we drew beta. That's such a huge get for us. Now, I would love to, like, make more space in our hand, but honestly, like, our hand is pretty okay. We're not going to be able to draw as much as we want to draw, but those are two pretty good cards to draw, I suppose. If you intend to attack, get weak. This is a good turn maybe for a free choke. And then, I mean, a Hyper Beam is... It's 26 damage for 0 on turn 1. So we'll choke first. Let's... Spirit Shield is just very efficient. We're probably gonna end... Well, we want to save 1 energy. Okay, so... I mean, we could Tantrum on this turn, actually. Which is probably the right play. You can Tantrum... Sash Whip for weakness, and then Hyper Beam for 83 damage. And then we really... Like, we want to exit stance maybe next turn. What we absolutely want to do is play this Omega. If we play the Omega... It sucks, but I think it's the right play, man. And this saves us 38 damage just by playing it. So you can literally just play this. We take 18 damage, which is insignificant, I think, in the whole scheme of things. We don't want an Ex Machina on our draw pile because we're going to overdraw at the memory bank. That's okay. Just seeing if there's a way. I want to be able to change stances more readily. Because, like, a Tantrum Wallop is big for us. But Spirit Shield is also 36 just by itself. And then with 1 remaining energy... I mean, you could Tantrum. It's a bit of a risk. 8 more damage. So we are running into problems with our hand being a little too full. But let's try this out, okay? Choke. Miracle. Tantrum. Wallop. Empty Fist. Defend. We take 2 damage. We cleared out our hand. You die next turn no matter what. All things considered, I think this could have gone worse. This fight, that is. Ceramic Fish, basically useless to be honest. Give me an empty body. Another way to exit stance. I'm feeling like reasonably confident right now, which is why I'm taking this opportunity to fight another elite. Now you're a little bit less bad for us, I think. It does suck to take 8 on turn 1, but... You're less bad for us because you have less HP, but we also don't have, like, an Omega anymore. So, keep that in mind. There's an order to things that I've disrespected here. Probably maybe the worst conclude ever played, but... Take 5 damage. It's getting a little greasy. I mean, if anything, it's got to be Rampage, I think, even though I'm not really all that convinced that it's that great of a card. We got a good defensive setup on our next turn. 2 defends and 3 miracles. You're doing 45. I mean, it's beautiful to get 36 for 2. And then I must be crazy. I'm taking Claw and Rampage. I don't know how long I expect the fight to go. I hope it doesn't go that long. Now, next turn, we have amazing damage. But that might be not what we need. Oh, but we have a way to enter Calm. So we can Erupt. Well, it's Mental Fortress, Erupt, Sash Whip. Pop these so I can calculate more effectively. You're going to want a Wallop out there and then meditate at the end. So it's going to be like Tantrum, Wallop, meditate, and what do we want to see? Probably a Spirit Shield. And then we could totally live with an Ex Machina next turn. We're not going to overdraw at the memory bank. Okay, so this is more like it, man. Little disappointing that literally our only block is Spirit Shield. So we'll just play it. I mean, it's not literal because we have Halt as well. I'm playing Halt just to get it out of my hand. So I feel like next turn we're on lethality. Like Crush Joints, 2 Miracles, Eruption, Tantrum. If that doesn't kill you, Judgment's got you. Okay, could have been worse. Molten Egg, also like way too late to be particularly useful. This guy's annoying, but I think we could rush him down pretty fast. A free Bludgeon after Eruption. I mean, it's like kind of a disgusting turn 1. We hate to get that debuff early, but that's life, man. That's life. Wallop? What are you doing? 24? We already got so much block. I was going to say we should probably go in, but I don't think that's the case. If anything, we like play a Miracle and to defend just to make hand space, and then next turn we're very likely to just kill you. I hope. Miracle, Crush Joints, Bowling Bash, Empty... Okay, we get there. We get there. Now, Timekeeper. You already know this. Timekeeper ain't no joke. It's probably the most maligned boss in Slay the Spire, but that doesn't mean we're cooked. So this says choose. You may shuffle one of... That does... I don't think it's the same as create. We never scry. We create a card with foreign influence. I don't know, add 2 Miracles, does that create? I don't know about having a Smite in my hand, though. I think we might just eat the Master Reality on this one. So let's think about it. We want to play Master Reality. We want to play Mental Fortress. We might as well Wallop you. We might as well enter Calm. And maybe we just call that turn 1. We can use Halt more effectively on a turn in which we have Wrath. I'm not adding junk to my deck. Not for no reason, at least. Now, 32 damage. That's a nasty one, brother. Blood for Blood is going to be pretty cheap for us for, like, the whole fight. Let's Tantrum. Halt. Blood for Blood. Now, we got 4 cards. I don't really want to leave myself with 3 cards next time. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we kept the Miracles we wanted to keep. But I hate to basically play cards for nothing, but it gives us more flexibility on this turn, which I think there's some merit to. You being vulnerable is important to me here. And then Glass Knife gets worse. Reach Heaven has some sustain. So give me that, and I would happily do some damage to you on this turn, and I would happily pass my turn. I feel like we got a good chess match going on here. We got 7 cards to work with. Very light on defense, but a weak is nice. 21 damage. I think you just... Am I willing to leave myself on... like... 3 cards? I don't think so. I'd rather have 4. So let's just play this. Yeah, we're taking 16 damage. I acknowledge we're taking 16 damage. But we're playing strategically. We're not just playing our cards as they show up. We're playing strategically. We have 4 cards. 1. This is a very important 2. And then we have to burn a Miracle in order to have the order line up. But I really do want the order to line up. So let's burn a Miracle and then play a Bowling Bash. I'm going to skip on that one. Now, we really want to see Beta. Are you kidding me, man? Okay. It's the stall. It stings. I'm not going to lie to you. This turn, you might want to go in. Like, I mean, the best you can really do is like a Miracle, an Eruption, a Tantrum. We need to be able to play our Vigilance, of course. I don't know if we care about playing one more Defend. Like, well, the thing is, you're on exactly like half of your life. We don't want to overhit you if we could retain and do the damage later instead. So, yeah, as much as it might sting, I think this is the play. That would have been a great turn for a speed potion as well. But we're still hanging. So you're going to take a turn off. Unless I'm killing you this turn, we have to stall. So play the beta. 6 cards to work with next time. This might be crazy. Dump the Judgment just so I have space in my hand. It's too late for Talk to the Hand, I think. Okay, so we got 5 cards. We are on lethal. Let's fix that. Now we're taking none damage. Although we're going to take some because you're going to flip over. We do want to make you vulnerable. We have 3 more cards to work with 1 energy. I'm going to leave myself on 2 next time. And it's a scary thought, don't get me wrong. But we have a Spirit Shield in hand, which is... It gives me a little bit of sustainability. So you're doing 36 again. I want to play Omega. But you have to play Spirit Shield. And then, honestly... Just give me a wallop, man. You're going to get stronger, but I got stronger. And we want to wait for like a debuff turn. This is the debuff turn. Well, I was going to... Okay, hang on. This is where we go all in. So it's like Erupt. Tantrum. We've been holding this Windmill Strike for a while. It does 70. Oh, you gotta go in. 70, 30... And then next turn we kill you with Empty Fist. You're already dead. I think... Can I say something? It's not over yet. Now it's over. I'm proud of myself, not just for the construction of the deck. I think that was a very mature Timekeeper fight, okay? We had turns where we could have put out 20 more damage, but we said, you know what? Let's take our foot off the gas a little bit because it'll leave us on the back foot for the turn in which he gets stronger. I think we did a great job, at least on the final fight. And the deck got there. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I'll see you next time. See ya!